In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on June 21st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Tigers versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Detroit Tigers, sitting at 48-28, are on the road looking for another series victory. They're at George M. Steinbrenner Field this Saturday afternoon for the second of 3 games against the 41-34 Tampa Bay Rays. Looking at recent play, the Rays seem to have the momentum, winning 5 of their last 7. The Tigers, on the other hand, have dropped 3 of their last 5. Tampa Bay looks to have a clear advantage in this one, especially with their bats against right-handed pitching. They get to face Gibson Long, who hasn't had an easy go of it lately. In his limited appearances, he's coughed up 6 runs over his last 3 outings and has been particularly vulnerable on the road, giving up 4 runs in just 2 games away from home. Expecting him to shut down this Rays lineup is a tall order. Don't expect the same kind of offensive fireworks from Detroit. Their bats haven't been as consistent, and they're running into a tough matchup with Ryan Pepiot on the mound for the Rays. Pepiot has been dealing, allowing just 6 earned runs across his last 5 starts. He's been even tougher at home, surrendering only 3 runs in his last 3 home appearances. It's likely he'll be able to keep the Tigers scoring under control. While Gibson Long has put up decent numbers this year, it's hard to trust him fully. We're talking about a guy with only 11.1 innings pitched this season and making just his 6th career start. That's not a lot of data to go on. On the flip side, Ryan Pepiot is a much more known and reliable quantity. With a 3.11 ERA and 1.1 WHIP, he's been solid all year, giving up just 6 runs in his last 19.2 innings. At home, he's even better, boasting a 3.25 earned run average and holding hitters to a .234 average over 61 innings. The pitching advantage clearly goes to the Rays. Add in the benefit of being the home team with a quick turnaround for this early start, and the choice becomes clearer. As our first pick for this matchup, the Tampa Bay Rays money line is our full game side pick. When looking at the total, the Rays have trended towards the under, staying below the line in 3 of their last 4 contests. On average, Tampa Bay scores 4.61 runs per game, a number that's held steady at 4.67 over their last 3. Their .262 batting average against righties suggests they could have success against Gibson Long, who has allowed 6 runs in his last 3 appearances. The Tigers bring an offense that averages 4.88 runs per game and has been hot lately, putting up an average of 6.67 runs in their last 3. They'll face Pepiot, who has been tough at home but has given up 4 runs in 3 career games against Detroit. Historically, these 2 teams have played lower scoring games, going under the total in 2 of their last 3 matchups. A big reason to lean towards a lower scoring game is the strength of both bullpens. These teams have shown they can lock things down in the later innings. Detroit's relievers rank a respectable 13th in the league with a 3.69 earned run average. Tampa Bay's bullpen, however, is truly elite, sitting at 2nd in all of baseball with an impressive 3.04 earned run average. Taking a broader look at pitching performance for the month of June, both staffs have been solid. The Tigers have a 3.84 team earned run average over their last 17 games, while the Rays have been even better, posting a 3.35 team earned run average over the same stretch, good for 7th best in the majors. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Baltimore Orioles versus New York Yankees. The New York Yankees, holding a 43-31 record, will host the Baltimore Orioles, who are 32-42 at Yankee Stadium on Saturday for the second game of their weekend series. Despite leading the American League East comfortably for much of the season, the Yankees are facing some serious concerns. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games heading into this matchup, and backing them at home has become riskier. Even though Clark Schmidt has been solid on the mound, the Yankees have only won 2 of his last 6 starts. On the other side, Zach Eflin has been inconsistent, but the Orioles have won 3 of his last 4 outings, including a commanding 10-1 victory over Detroit. On paper, the Yankees should be favored. They are the stronger team overall, and Schmidt has been reliable this month, allowing just 13 hits and 3 runs over 19.1 innings. Eflin, however, has struggled with an earned run average hovering near 5 and has a 5.18 earned run average with a .277 batting average allowed in 33 road innings. Still, the Orioles are playing their best baseball of the season, and that performance seems sustainable given their talent. Baltimore wasn't as bad as their early season record suggested. With the Yankees managing only 1 win in their last week, it makes sense to set aside the pitching matchup and side with the Orioles over a struggling New York team. As our first pick for this matchup, the Baltimore Orioles money line is our full game side pick. The Yankees' offense has been far from impressive lately, held to 3 runs or fewer in 7 of their last 8 games. Meanwhile, the Orioles rank 27th in road scoring, averaging just 3.7 runs per game away from home. Clark Schmidt has been excellent at Yankee Stadium, sporting a 2.35 earned run average in his home starts. Given the circumstances, it's reasonable to expect Eflin to rise to the occasion against a New York lineup that has been struggling at the plate. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Brewers versus Minnesota Twins. It's the middle game of an interleague series on the diamond as a pair of teams looking to gain ground in their respective division races meet in the Twin Cities. The Milwaukee Brewers are in town to take on the Minnesota Twins Saturday afternoon. When these two Midwestern neighbors faced off last year, the Twins managed to take 2 out of 3 games in Milwaukee. Coming into this weekend, Minnesota has been going through a rough patch, though they did manage to snap their losing streak right before the series began. They've played well at home, posting a 20-12 record on the year, so a return to Target Field could be just what they need to get back on track. Unfortunately for them, the pitching matchup looks lopsided and not in their favor. Their starter, Simon Woods Richardson, has been better at home than on the road, but that isn't saying much. In 19.2 innings at Target Field this season, he's been tagged for 10 runs on 22 hits. His counterpart, Jose Quintana, has been lights out away from home this year. The left-hander has given up just 5 earned runs and a single home run over 28.1 innings on the road. Milwaukee has also been playing well as the visiting team, winning 6 of their last 8 games away from home and 6 of their last 10 against Minnesota. There's just very little reason to feel good about backing the Twins in their current state. The team continues to come up with creative ways to lose baseball games, and it's hard to trust them right now. I'm also not convinced that Simon Woods Richardson is a reliable starting pitcher at the major league level for this rotation. The Twins simply have serious problems at the moment, running too hot and cold to be dependable. It looks like they're headed for another loss in this one. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. Looking at the totals, Milwaukee has consistently played in lower scoring games, with the under hitting in 44 of their 75 games this season. However, there's an interesting split in their offense. Overall, they rank 12th in the majors, scoring 4.36 runs per game. But that number jumps significantly to 5.16 runs per game when they're on the road. Their average game total reflects this, going from 8.45 runs overall to a much higher 9.65 runs when they're the visiting team. For Minnesota, the under has also been a common result, with a 37-31-6 record in their first 74 games. The Twins rank 17th in scoring, averaging 4.24 runs per game, which sees a slight increase to 4.44 at home. Their average game total sits at 8.34 runs for the season and bumps up just a bit to 8.47 at Target Field. Despite the season-long trends, both starting pitchers have had some issues lately, which should lead to a solid day for the hitters and push this game over the total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Cincinnati Reds, currently 39-37 on the season and 19-20 on the road, are set to face the St. Louis Cardinals, who stand at 41-35 overall and 23-14 at home. This matchup is the second game of their 3-game series taking place at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. When it comes to betting against the spread, the Reds have had a tough time bouncing back, covering the run line in just over half of their games after a loss. As road underdogs, their cover rate is a bit better at 56.4%. but their general lack of consistency makes them a shaky proposition. The Cardinals, in stark contrast, have been a much more reliable team at home, successfully covering the run line in 51.4% of their games at Busch Stadium. They have been particularly dominant as favorites and have even covered in 76.5% of their games as home underdogs. Looking at divisional play, the Cardinals have covered the run line in a solid 60.5% of their league games this season, showing they handle their rivals well. The Reds, meanwhile, have struggled in these matchups, covering just half the time. All recent trends point toward the Cardinals being the more secure pick against the run line, especially with their ace, Sonny Gray, getting the start. I'm generally not a fan of backing teams that are relying on a bullpen game, and that's what we have with Cincinnati. Brent Suter hasn't been pitching well this month, having given up 8 hits and 3 runs in his last 5.2 innings. While it's true that the Reds are rolling this week, the man on the mound for St. Louis is a major factor. Sonny Gray has been fabulous this season, posting a 3.84 earned run average and a 1.18 WHIP. He's been even more dominant at home, where he boasts a 2.85 earned run average and holds opposing batters to a .245 average over 53.2 innings, racking up 57 strikeouts in the process. Even though the Reds are in good form right now, there is a head and shoulders advantage on the mound for the Cardinals that's too big to ignore. As our first pick for this matchup, the St. Louis Cardinals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have shown a clear tendency to play in lower scoring contests. The Reds have gone under the total in 54.8% of their games so far this season, while the Cardinals have seen the under hit in 57.1% of their home games. Cincinnati's recent offensive struggles, combined with what could be limited effectiveness from their pitching staff, points toward a game with fewer runs. The Cardinals' pitching, anchored by the very effective Sonny Gray, has been excellent at keeping opponents off the scoreboard, which further strengthens the case for the under. The trends get even more specific, as the Reds have gone under the total in 60% of their games following a loss, and the Cardinals have hit the under in nearly 60% of their divisional games. Looking at their recent history, these two teams have combined for fewer than 8.5 runs in 3 of their last 5 head-to-head meetings. All signs point toward another tight, low-scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Chicago Cubs. The Seattle Mariners are headed to Wrigley Field to take on the Chicago Cubs this Saturday. While the Mariners are floating around the .500 mark for the season, the Cubs are sitting well above that and on top of their division. Both starting pitchers are coming off what were arguably their best starts of the season, with neither giving up a single run. Emerson Hancock has been pretty solid for most of the year, but before his last outing, the Mariners had lost 3 straight games he started, mostly because the lineup gave him no help. It was a similar story for Cade Horton in his last start, and neither pitcher should expect a ton of run support in this game. Seattle put up 9 runs in their win on Friday to kick off the series, but they've struggled to build any momentum, having alternated wins and losses in their last 5 games. The Mariners are 18-17 on the road, while the Cubs have been tough at home with a 24-14 record. Chicago's pitching has been hit hard lately, allowing 17 runs in their last 2 games, but they're sending Horton to the mound, who has allowed 2 earned runs or less in 4 of his last 5 starts. Seattle counters with Hancock, who has done the same in 4 straight appearances. I've been backing Hancock in his recent starts, but I just don't like this matchup for him on the road. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. Horton didn't give up any runs in his last start and should match up well against a Mariners offense that often depends on getting free passes to score. The Cubs starter doesn't issue many walks and does a great job of keeping the ball on the ground. With an elite Cubs bullpen ready to back him up, Seattle's lineup is likely in for a difficult day. On the other side, Hancock has been dealing, pitching to a 1.53 earned run average and 0.91 WHIP in his 3 starts this month. He's also allowed only 9 total runs over his last 6 starts. The Mariners starter could go deep into this game, too, after lasting 7 innings on just 85 pitches in his last appearance. That would take some pressure off the Seattle bullpen, which was a more reliable unit earlier in the season. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.